Hello guys, welcome back to Slick Academics, and in today's class we are looking at mitosis. Mitosis is basically a cell division that takes place during cell growth and development of an organism. And we are going to take a look at quick facts about mitosis here. Like I earlier mentioned, it happens in growth and development, and also it occurs in somatic cells. That means these cells are not involved in sexual reproduction, such as production of gametes. All right, and then it also occurs in asexual reproduction as well, and it gives rise to two daughter cells that are diploid. That means they contain the two N chromosomes, that's the two sets of chromosomes as inherited from their parents, and they give rise to replicas. That means they give rise to exact copies of the parent cell. So this is basically quick facts about mitosis, and on that note we'll move on to stages in mitosis. So for stages in mitosis, we are going to be looking at 5 stages. So we're going to see the first one, which is interphase. Some people refer to this stage as the resting stage. This is actually a stage pre-mitosis, so it happens outside of mitosis, but it's a very important part of mitosis. Then we have the prophase. Then we have the metaphase. Then we have the anaphase. And finally we have the telophase. So these are all the stages involved in mitosis. So we will take a quick look at these stages, explain them further with diagrams that accompany it. So first, in mitosis, when the cell is in its resting stage, all right, so we're going to have still the presence of the nuclear membrane is going to be present there, and we have cells that are thread-like in nature, so they are still in their chromatin states, so we know these are known as chromatin. So in this stage, nothing is actually happening, but something special happens during the interphase. So let's take a look at the interphase. During the interphase, we still have the presence of the nuclear membrane, but then our chromosomes are multiplied or doubled. All right, so we're going to have duplicates of this. So this is basically the interphase stage. Sorry, I used the wrong color. So we have, this is the interphase stage. So at this stage, even though it is called the resting stage, but this is where duplication of the chromosomes occur. Then after the interphase stage, we are going to move on to the next stage, which is the prophase. So at the prophase stage here, our nuclear membrane, which we had before, the nuclear membrane here is no longer going to be present in the prophase stage, so it's going to dissolve, it's going to go away, leaving us with only our chromosomes, which will now get fatter, shorter, and also more visible to the eye, and pairing up as sister chromatids. So we're going to have something of this nature. So this is what we're going to have here. And also at this stage, we are going to have formation of the spindle. So the spindle will begin to form at this point. So we're going to have spindle formation. And if you notice, I drew our paired chromosomes. So we're going to have each individual thread is known as a chromatid this time around. And the point where both of them are joined is known as the centromere. So this point is very important because during their separation, we are going to see that they are going to be separated from the points of the centromere. So this is basically what happens during the prophase. Now we go on to the next phase. Now in the next phase, which is the metaphase. Now at the metaphase stage, remember we had formation of the spindle in the prophase. So the spindle is fully formed. Now our chromosomes will begin to line up in the center. So we have these chromosomes lined up in the center. Good. So at the metaphase stage, they begin to line up in the center. Now this is to enable them to move to the poles in the next phase. So after the metaphase stage, we are now going to have the next stage, which is the anaphase. Now at the point of the anaphase, we are going to have I may have forgotten to mention earlier, but this is spindle. These thread-like structures that I'm drawing here is spindle, which we have formed during the prophase stage. All right. So in the metaphase stage, or rather the anaphase now, our chromosomes will be separated into sister chromatids. So they'll be separated at the centromere points like I earlier mentioned. So we are going to have individual chromatids being pulled by the spindle to the extremes of the pole. So this diagram presents the paired chromosomes before have now been separated at the points of the centromere and being pulled to the extreme by the spindles. So they will move to the extreme. I'll use this particular arrow to show the direction. So these guys are moving that way and these guys are moving this way. All right, so this is what basically happens at the anaphase level. Then we go to the next phase, which is the telophase. Now for the telophase, we have the cells having moved successfully to the extremes. Now we have our chromatids at the extremes now, and the cells at this point is going to completely divide. Cytokinesis will occur here. All right, and then we are going to have a complete division of this particular cell into independent daughter cells. So actually this is telophase. So at this point we are going to have independent daughter cells. All right, having the same number of chromosomes as we started before. So we'll still have this here, So this is basically what happens in mitosis. All right, and at this point we'll still have reformation of the cell membrane, or rather the nuclear membrane, sorry. The nuclear membrane will reform, and that's it, the daughter cells. And these daughter cells are diploid. All right, so they are exact copies of the parents. If we should roll back to how we started off, remember, let's count now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 chromosomes. Then we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 chromosomes. Let's go back to the parent cell and see how many we had before. So as we scroll back, you're going to see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chromosomes. So the mitosis cell division gives rise to daughter cells that are exactly like the parent cell, diploid in nature. That is, they have 2 sets of chromosomes as inherited from their parents. They are exact copies of their parents. So you can actually say the parents during mitosis give rise to clones. It's like giving rise to somebody who is exactly like you without any significant difference. So that's basically it on mitosis, and in my next class we shall be discussing a related topic known as meiosis. Thank you and stay blessed.